The perception is out there that here's where the battle lines have been drawn, and you know where I'm going with this. That Showtime is Golden Boy and Top Rank is HBO. Your answer to that?
I want the best fights, period. So whether it's it's Top Rank or any other promoter, if someone's got a good fight that I think fits on our network, absolutely, I'm going to be chasing that fight just like anyone else. I mean.
All right, let me tell you what my response to that is. You ready?
Get the fuck out of here.
That's it. All right. Who you saw in that video is Stephen Espinoza, head of Showtime Sports, right? Long time representative of Oscar de la Hoya, worked for Golden Boy and is now the head of HBO Sports. In that interview, James Smith, better known as Smitty, asked him, people say that HBO is a top-ranked network and Showtime is a Golden Boy Promotions network, and he says, absolutely not, He says that he'll buy fights from anybody, which is bullshit, all right? Last week's fight between Berto and Carras, Marble Mouth Keith Thurman versus that other guy, what's his name? Was a Golden Boy Promotion card, Al Heyman fighters. Mikey Bay versus that Mexican dishwasher that knocked him out was a Mayweather card. Okay. Basically a Golden Boy Promotions card. Before that, we had what? Malanaji Broner. Al Heyman fighting Broner, Golden Boy Promotion card. So, when has he bought a top-ranked fight? When has he purchased a fight from Kathy Duva of Main Events? When has he bought a fight from Joe DeGuardia? When has he bought a fight from Lou DiBella? When has he bought a fight from 50 Cent? Absolutely not. He's a Golden Boy Promotion exclusive purchaser. So just look at the conflict of interest. Like I think in anything else in business but Congress or the Senate, could a conflict of interest that strong and that big be allowed? And, what I ask myself is, how much is Oscar and Schaefer of Golden Boy Promotion paying this guy under the table to be exclusive and to get the money that they get? And how much is Heyman taking care of Stephen Espinoza under the table, for him to get the big money fights that he's getting? Mind you, Mayweather versus Ghost versus Robert Guerrero cost Showtime a loss of $12 million. And they're still getting these guys huge money. Someone told me, and I won't name the person, that Zab Judah, that he was asked in Brooklyn, the night of Malanaji Broner, why he's still fighting, why doesn't he hang it up? And he said, if I was getting the money that these young guys were getting, I would hang it up, but I'm not. So he has to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? So, it makes you wonder, like, how can this shit go on? You know what I'm saying? Like, he shoots over to Showtime Sports, right? And then HBO gets tired, all right, of the nonsense that Heyman and Golden Boy were doing, and they told them,
what the fuck is a gallo?
Some monster, Frankenstein.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's exactly what they told him. You know what I'm saying? So, this guy Stephen Espinoza saying that he'll work with anybody, that's a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? So, only in boxing does corruption like this happen, and it's okay, and nobody speaks up on it. No boxing website writes on the conflict of interest. Nobody asks the really, really tough and hard questions. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is, we the fans, we get screwed. The fighters now, through Heyman, yeah, they're making good money. They're not getting robbed. But I said this in another video, like, what the hell do I care? I don't give a damn how much they make. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. It doesn't affect me none. Now, I don't want anybody to get robbed, and that is a tough business, but I don't want fighters getting overpaid either, because what that means is there's less money left over, all right, for marketing and development of younger fighters, of better fights. You know what I'm saying? So what we get is we get politics. We get BS cards. We get BS matchups, all right, and we don't get the fights that we want unless those are fights that are beneficial, you know what I'm saying, to the main star, which is Floyd. I mean, listen, Showtime, right? Brian Kenny, who used to go at Floyd when he was on ESPN all the time, right? Now has basically done everything but this to him on live air. All right? Showtime, like you're not going to beat a Mayweather fighter. You know, we saw that with Gabe Rosado and Jay Leon. Jay Leon was the second Mayweather fighter to test positive for banned substance. All right, and they don't even give Rosado the win. They give him a no contest. So can we expect like fairness? Absolutely not. And listen, I used to love Al Bernstein because he was like a Teddy Atlas. He was a raw, like, you know, give it to you like it is. Very polite, very considerate, but he would tell it like it is, and he would see the intangibles. He would see the things below the surface in a boxing match that for a diehard fan or technical fan, we feed off of and we liked. But I gotta keep it real, you know, and I don't mean any disrespect to Al, but since the other Al Heyman stepped into Showtime, Al's been crazy like bias, as well as the rest of the cheerleaders there. So I'm getting back, Stephen Espinoza, like, can we expect fairness? Absolutely not. You know, so there's gonna be tremendous bias in Showtime, worse than it was in HBO. Listen, you watch my videos, I've been blasting HBO for their bias for the longest. I mean, soon it'll probably get to the point where during a Golden Boy promotion Heyman fighter fight, you'll probably have Al Bernstein or one of the other cheerleaders there start saying bam, 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 like Jim Lampley did for Manny Pacquiao. I mean, it's getting that horrible, it's getting that bad. But why? Because you put the ex-representative, I guess an ex-employee or advisor, okay, of Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy promotion, as the head of Showtime Sports, and you expect fairness? No, so that's not good for the sport. You know what I'm saying? And then you have these ridiculous, stupid fans in boxing, which embarrass me because they're fans of a guy like Al Heyman. Why? Because he advises Floyd? Like, fuck Floyd. Once Floyd leaves, boxing's still going to remain here. And that shows you, like if they're true fans or not. So I'm concerned about the sport, the longevity of the sport. Like, it's funny because Teddy Atlas always gets it right. You know, last night there was a fight with Fortuna fought I forgot the guy's name. He fought a Cuban on ESPN Friday Night Fights, and one of the scorecards was so ridiculously off that, you know, Teddy Atlas says something's got to get done about this, because with MMA and all these other things coming up, you know, boxing's going to become more of a niche sport until it just completely like dissolves. And you know, if we keep putting conflicts of interest like an ex Golden Boy promotion employee at the head of Showtime Sports, that's going to destroy the sport, because, you know, boxing has declined because of it looks at everything short term. It's that American philosophy, that American way of thinking. You know, let's just handle it right now. And let's not look at the long term. Let's not do something that's beneficial for the long term. And, you know, when you keep putting people like this in positions like that, it's a huge conflict of interest, and you can't expect any fairness, you know? So the same things happen at HBO, and now the same thing is happening even worse at Showtime. So, you know, Steven, don't bullshit us and don't tell us that you'll buy fights from anybody when all the fights that you've purchased have been Golden Boy promotion fights, okay? And, you know, I said this in my previous video. Malignaggi speaks up, right, after his fight with Broner, says the truth, right? And I go on demand to watch the fight later on, and Showtime edits what he blasted Heyman and boxing for. So that's disgusting, you know what I'm saying? So we're not going to ever get truth. I mean, all these bullshit boxing media websites and all these boxing personalities, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the way that things break down. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to a guy like me or Bloodstained Lane to, you know, to have the courage, you know, and the passion to stand in front of a camera and tell you things the way that it really is. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys go to a fight and you see them, you know, say something to them. You know what I'm saying? Shoot some emails. You know, on social networks, say some things. Make enough noise. Because unless we start to do something as fans, this sport that we still love is going to basically disappear. Because, you know, people are not going to be able to take the corruption. You know, like I said in a previous video, any Al Heyman fighter is not going to lose on the scorecard. If you want to beat him, you're going to have to knock them out. You know? And again, why? Because all the fights that are being purchased from one company. So whatever happened to free marketplace, whatever happened to competition is good. You know what I'm saying? When competition exists, you know, the marketplace, we decide through our dollars what we deem good enough for us to purchase. But we don't have a choice anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotten so bad to the point that Bob Arum has become a necessary evil in boxing. You know, at least HBO through Arum is giving us, you know, Provetnikov versus Mike Alvarado. They're giving us Brandon Rios versus Pacquiao, and they're giving us Marquez versus Brandon Rios. You know what I'm saying? So Showtime, yeah, Showtime's gonna give us Canelo Mayweather. But when I heard that fight was being fought at a catchweight, I could give a shit about that fight anymore. You know what I'm saying? Based on Floyd's own words when he blasted Manny for a catchweight. So, you know, the best fight on that card is Danny Garcia versus Luka Matisse. But we all know why. You know, winner faces Floyd. So, you know, I don't like this continual all these conflicts of interest in boxing and all of this corruption. You know what I'm saying? They do it right in front of our faces and we don't say nothing. You know, like if we walk past these people, you know, we don't, like, we let them get away with murder and they're killing our sport. You know, they're lining their pockets up. They're making millions of dollars. So when the show's over, they're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, you know, if you're on social media, you know, blast these people. Tell them how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get the same value, say, as UFC does. You know, like they get to see the fights they want, but we don't get to see the fights we want. Why? Because Steven's gonna keep buying fights from Golden Boy Promotion, and he's not gonna buy fights from Lou DiBella. He's not gonna buy fights from, you know, from Top Rank or anybody else. And the bullshit continues. So for those of you on Twitter, let me know what you think. You know, add more to this. Maybe I forgot some things. Maybe you know more than I do. But anyway, follow me at YDKSAB. If you're on Facebook, follow me at Boxing Freaks. And you know what? Those are my 2 cents. Peace.
Why don't you get the fuck out?